So guys, this is our first financial empowerment session. We're going to have one every week for the next few weeks. We're going to talk about all different things: investing, budgeting, credit, preparing for college, different things. But for today, I suggested that we start off with something that's a little fun. Yesterday, we talked a little bit with the presenters about how, while income in your career is very important, we don't necessarily want that to be the main focus of why we choose a career. But I do understand that we live in America, particularly, and we live in this world, and specifically in America. And being wealthy is something that a lot of people think about. A lot of people have a goal to be a millionaire, billionaire one day. So I wanted to address that and kind of look at what the reality is of living like a millionaire versus what the perception is of living like a millionaire. So before we start, I wanted to, I'll just go through what it says on this note, since I didn't, that wasn't the one that was going to do this in the first place. But it says, I do not believe it should be our goal to be a millionaire. Money's not the most important thing in life, nor is what money buys. Since Americans at every income level tend to have a fixation on the millionaire lifestyle, let's talk about it. What does it mean to be a millionaire? So you guys can use the chat when I ask questions. Do you think it's an income, a lifestyle, what you own? And while you're thinking about that, also put in the chat if you know millionaires that you know. So there's somebody you know personally. It could be somebody you know from the media. You hear millionaire. Do you know any millionaires? And you can put that in the chat as well. Beyonce. And staff, you can help me if you see something in there. You can call it out in the chat.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, Elon Musk, Bill Gates.
Okay. And I saw somebody said that they think that being a millionaire is a lifestyle. Anybody have any other? What do you, when you say I'm a millionaire, what does that mean? Is that your income? Is that what you own? I think a millionaire's wealth and worth. I just saw that one pop up. I see Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett,
Jeff Bezos.
Anybody know any millionaires in their personal lives?
I do. A few of the basketball players here in the city.
Basketball player.
Yeah.
Yamina says she thinks a millionaire is a status, lifestyle, income. Imani says, okay. So Renee, you can go ahead and keep on sharing.
You rather it be like bigger? Like, hold on.
Hold on. Got to enable the editing button, I think.
Do you want it to look like that instead?
Yep, that's fine. And then let me close out my chat. So let's see, we're gonna do a little self-evaluation together. And what I need you to do is get your notebook and a pen or pencil, something to write with, and a piece of paper. And I want you to, you're basically going to choose A or B. Those are the choices. It's a little quiz we're going to take together. Do you have what it takes to join the ranks of America's millionaires? Okay, so just give me a thumbs up when you got your writing materials together, and we'll get started. Okay. Thank you, Yamina. Great. Give everybody a couple seconds. Get your pen and paper together. It's probably a good habit, just when you show up, just show up with your notebook and something to write with most days. if you need other materials, I'll send in, when I send my email out each day, I'll let you know what materials you need for the next day. All right, so it looks like everybody's kind of ready to start. Okay, Renee, you want to go to the next slide?
Yep. Oh, we did that already. Right?
Yeah, you can go to the next slide. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to picture yourself as a millionaire and you're going to answer the following questions. You're going to choose the best response to each question. You have to choose either A or B. Okay, first question, Renee. So here's the question. So just put on your paper from number 1, A or B. Budgets are for the rich, A, poor, B. You have to pick one. So I know it could be both, but just pick one. There's no all of the above option.
Wow, that's.
I know. That's what I would have said. Okay, next question.
I think that's going to be the point.
Pick the one that you lean more towards, if you had to pick one. And you're speaking from the perspective of a millionaire. For fun, I am far more likely to be a reader, A, gamer, B. Next. Somebody else wants to read the question, one of the other staff? I'm just going through my little notes real quick, make sure I'm not skipping anything.
I'll read.
I can't see you. Oh, okay, go ahead. I can't see you guys.
That's okay.
Here's how I feel about hard work. Love it. A is love it, or B, hate it.
And remember, you're a millionaire when you're answering these questions. Okay, next.
I became a millionaire by the age of A, 55, B, 35.
Not sure where that question is going, but pick one. I'm sure there's a reason for those two ages specifically.
I became wealthy because A, I worked hard, B, I won the lottery. I count the calories I eat every day. A, true, B, false. Question number 7. I drive A Toyota, B, a Ferrari. Question 8. I floss my teeth at least 4 times a week. A, true, B, false. Question number 9. I have written down my financial goals. A, true, B, false. Question number 10. I live in an average neighborhood, or B, an exclusive neighborhood. Question 11. I prefer to buy my clothes at a discount store such as Walmart or Target. B, a brand store such as Nike or Prada. Question 12, I prefer to eat dinner at A, home, B, restaurants. Question 13, I prefer to A, wake up early, B, sleep in. Question 14, I will get married sooner than most of my friends. A, true, B, false. Question 15, in my home, I have a library, or B, a game room. Question 16, inspiration for my success came from A, a belief in myself, or B, others' success. Question 17, my favorite thing to do is spend time with A, family, B, friends. Question 18, my primary home is A, old, B, brand new.
Oh, that's a good one.
Question 19, on long trips, I prefer to listen to A, audiobooks, B, my playlist. Question 20, this trait is key to my success. A, honesty, B, intelligence. Question 21, my most trusted financial advisor is my accountant, or B, my stockbroker.
So total up your answers. Okay. I guess you guys have to total up your answers now. I just want to go back to the beginning because how are we supposed to answer these questions? Oh, as a millionaire. Yeah. I pictured myself as myself, who is not a millionaire.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're definitely not millionaires.
I kind of did a little bit of both. It's easier to answer as myself. All right.
So you add up your A's and you add up your B's. And just put in the chat what your response is.
And
How many A's, how many B's?
There was a total of 21 questions, in case you're checking your math like myself.
Okay. So just let us know when you get the majority of responses. Let me know, because I'm not on a different screen.
Okay, hold on.
So,
Let's see. Yeah.
oh, Renee, can you take the participant thing out of? We can see it on your screen. It's like a big black box on the.
Oh yeah, I was checking the chat because I can't. Well, then
There
Art
you
will
go.
have to check the chat and tell you when most kids are.
Yeah,
Most
Shamira and Saida are here too.
Oh, okay. All right, guys.
And Denise is here too.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I know it's
should
so
have
weird when you
known
can't
Denise.
see people.
I know. Well, except Denise was talking earlier. I should have known she was there.
Yeah, but it looks like there is a good amount of people that had A's, more A's than B's.
And then I see some splits. I see a lot of
Yeah.
splits down the middle too. So Renee, go to the next screen. I think it should talk about.
I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Let's see. Let me just hold on one second, guys. Let me go add. Oh no, I'm frozen. Nothing's happening.
It's fine.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Next one.
Oh, it was the next one is the definition of a millionaire?
Okay.
No. Yeah. It was
Let me see
here.
what mine says. After the students. Okay, because there was a screen in there that talked about it, but that's okay. I'll come back to that part. So a millionaire, the definition of a millionaire is someone whose assets are worth $1 million or more. Being a millionaire is not just about income. There are people who earn $1 million a year, but still manage to spend more than they earn. They are not millionaires. They are big time overspenders. In fact, there's a saying out of Texas about such people, and that saying is big hat, no cattle. Big spenders have nothing to show for their income except for things like cars, trucks, recreational vehicles, jewelry, and other things that go down in value over time. Being famous does not ensure long-time financial success either. There are plenty of former professional actors, athletes, musicians, and YouTubers who have lost their entire fortune. There's a show on ESPN called 30 for 30 Broke, if anyone's ever seen it. And it found that 60% of former NBA players, 60%, and 78% of former NFL players were bankrupt or financially stressed just 5 years after retiring from the sport. So that's 60% of NBA players and 78% of former retired NBA and retired NFL players. That's pretty shocking. Depending upon the study you look at, only 5 or 10% of Americans earn their wealth through an inheritance. And that means that the vast majority of millionaires become millionaires by some other means. Most millionaires start from nearly scratch. A large percentage will be executives, top managers of medium and large businesses. And it's, as you might expect, 40% are professionals, like doctors, accountants, attorneys, with roughly half of them working for someone else and half of them owning their own practice or firm. Another large percent of millionaires are small business owners, everything from landscaping, farming, garbage collection, engineering, construction, owning dry cleaners. The all others portion includes teachers, professors, librarians, supervisors, frontline workers, welders and plumbers, salesmen and saleswomen, salespeople, law enforcement, and military service people. Because millionaires in this category typically earn less than those in other categories, they must focus more on saving or making good investments and on living frugally. Actors, athletes, musicians, and YouTubers do not even register on the chart. they make up less than 0.5% of all millionaires, probably less than 50,000. So let's talk about education. When it comes to education, the vast majority of millionaires have earned a college degree. According to the book, The Millionaire Next Door, and it's listed here on some resources, and I'll share these slides with you so that you can have them to look at for later. According to Millionaire Next Door, here are the statistics by education level. 4% of millionaires have just a high school diploma, 2% have an associate's degree or some college, 36% have a college degree, 4-year college degree, and 58% have an advanced degree, master's, doctorate, etc. This means that 94% of all millionaires in the United States in 2016 had at least a 4-year bachelor's degree. Where did they go to school? Harvard and Yale? Well, no. The majority of millionaires in this study had attended public colleges and universities. 30% went to private colleges and universities, 55% went to public colleges and university, and 15% do both. So they start off in a public college and then they may take their advanced degrees at a private college, or start off at a community college and work their way up through their education and go to different kinds of schools. One second. Was one of the questions is, no, I didn't see that one. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at two different things. It's making me answer these questions before I can go to the next slide. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. So let's look at the common characteristics and qualities of a millionaire. What do you know about the personal qualities and characteristics that most millionaires consider essential?
Melissa, do you think there's a slide? The slides don't seem to really match what you're saying.
I know, just stay on that slide.
Okay.
Like I said, I wasn't really prepared to do this, so
Okay.
it's all going to come together at the end.
All right.
What characteristic do most millionaires consider most important to their financial success? This is a question for the group. Self-discipline, work ethic, honesty, greed. So the responses are self-discipline, work ethic, honesty, and greed. Which characteristics do most millionaires consider most important to their financial success?
Say them again, Melissa.
Self-discipline, work ethic, honesty, greed.
And a lot of work ethics in the chat.
Okay.
Kasim says self-discipline, so does Jorellis. Yeah, Amina says depends.
Okay.
We got some more work ethics or discipline. Self-discipline, we got loyalty, self-discipline, trustworthy.
Okay. So this says, next group says, despite what you see on TV and in the movies or in novels and news, most millionaires are not greedy, money hungry, and unethical people. According to The Millionaire Mind by Dr. Thomas Stanley, millionaires identify the following qualities in order as the most responsible for their success. Top quality are being honest with all people, being well disciplined, so that was a part of it, getting along with people, having a supportive spouse, working harder than most, and those are the top 5 in order. So being honest was number 1, honesty, being well-disciplined, self-discipline was number 2, getting along with people was number 3, that wasn't even on there, having a supportive spouse, number 4, and working harder than most, the work ethic was number 5. If you think about millionaire business owners, they will have a difficult time building a successful business with satisfied and repeat customers by cheating them or treating them poorly. Not to say you won't find liars and cheats among the millionaire class, you find them at every income and wealth level. However, when surveyed, nearly 6 in 10 credit being honest with others with their financial success. Taking risks seems that it should be a factor in the success of most millionaires. After all, you would think the rule, no risk, no reward, applies to millionaires in the form of big risk, big reward. However, less than 30% of millionaires credit their risk-taking personality with their financial success. Interestingly, 3 of the top 4 factors that millionaires credit with their success have to do with social skills and relationships. Being honest with others takes the top spot, followed by being well-disciplined. Number 3 and 4, getting along with people, supportive spouse, working harder than others rounds out the top 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share what I'm doing because it kind of like takes you through and gives you all this information. I'll share this link with you so you can kind of work through it. You can do it yourself. It's like a little online class. How do millionaires spend their money? So this was part of what we answered in the self-evaluation that we did. I'm going to, sorry guys. Spending like a millionaire. Our society believes that millionaires are big spenders that drive fancy cars and live in massive homes. To a great extent, this perception has been created and perpetuated by popular media, from books and TV to blogs and movies. Additionally, since the most common millionaire we see in the popular media is the professional actor, athlete, musician, and YouTuber, we assume that their lifestyle is the rule rather than the exception. If you think about it, actors, athletes, musicians, and YouTubers must attract the attention of the general public as part of their job. Without popularity, musicians don't sell music. Without fame, actors have more difficulty landing a high-paying role. Without fan support, athletes don't sign lucrative sponsorship deals. Even YouTubers have to stand out from a crowded internet. Millionaires have not built their wealth by spending frivolously or recklessly. Typical homes where millionaires live are not extravagant, nor what most would consider a mansion. Millionaires don't move every time they earn more money. They have built friendships and relationships at local clubs, schools, and churches, as well as with their neighbors. Building and maintaining strong relationships tends to far outweigh any desire they might have for bigger and fancier homes. A 4-bedroom home in the suburbs is likely the most common residence of millionaires. Most millionaires drive a vehicle that is very unlikely to draw much attention to them. Common millionaire vehicles include pickup trucks, SUVs, and 4-door sedans. As far as the makes of those vehicles go, you are more likely to find millionaires driving an American car or a Japanese vehicle than an Italian, British, or even German-made car. Fords and Toyotas seem to be the most common. Perhaps surprisingly, 70% of millionaires have never and will never buy a brand new car. They buy instead used cars because they know that vehicles go down in value over time, and that they will never sell a vehicle for more than what it costs to purchase and maintain. A popular saying is closer to reality than you think. The rich stay rich, because they spend like they are poor. The rich stay rich because they spend like they are poor. So where are you more likely to find millionaires purchasing their clothing? Upscale boutiques, Rodeo Drive, top of the line clothiers. Actually, most will shop at discount stores like Walmart, Kohl's, or Target, while some shop at thrift stores. Most millionaires are not in it for the show. They value relationships more than consumer goods. Okay, that's just a disclaimer. So did anybody hear anything during that they were surprised to hear? What you hear, Najee? What surprised you? Type it in the chat if you heard something that was surprising to you. And guys, if you can monitor the chat and see what people are typing, staff.
I didn't think they went as low as thrift shops, that they spend like they're poor, that they're more like, you know, quote unquote, normal, kind of like normal people. Right. Well, someone said that like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, is it what million? Look how they dress. Yeah, right. Yeah. A lot of it surprised me. Like true lifestyle is so different from what we think. So generally, I would say, Melissa, they were all sort of like surprised.
Okay.
Which I was too. And I think it's because of what you said earlier, because a lot of us really know the people who are famous and like in the spotlight, but most millionaires aren't famous.
No.
So all we see is the glitz and the glam.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about common millionaire habits. So we're still back on the other screen, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really have
the PowerPoint must have been like made a different time, but
I'll go back.
You can just listen. Like I said, I'll share this with you so you can read through it yourself. For those of you who don't learn auditory, if you don't learn from listening, I'll send what I'm reading so you can read it yourself. So let's talk about some common millionaire habits. Although the media portrays the life of wealth as one of luxury, leisure, and laziness, most millionaires are anything but. Millionaires credit their financial success to being honest with others, being well-disciplined, getting along with people, having a supportive spouse, and working harder than most people. Basically, they don't have time to waste on TV and video games. The most common habit shared by most millionaires is that they love reading and learning. They're constantly looking to learn new skills or improve upon old skills. They read about self-improvement and about others' current and former successes. They have developed a curiosity for finding answers. In fact, when they have time to listen to something on their MP3 player, this is old, I guess, an MP3 player. When they have time to listen to something, let's just say that, on their phone, they are looking for something to learn. While they have a playlist of favorite tunes, this is from 2019, guys, sorry. While they have a playlist of favorite tunes, they are more likely than not to be listening to an audiobook on a topic that they find intriguing or interesting. Among the strangest statistics about millionaires is their dental hygiene habits. Whereas only a small percentage, less than 6% of the general public floss their teeth more than 3 times a week, a full 6 out of 10, more than 60% of millionaires will floss at least 4 times a week. That's so strange to me. They are more than 10 times more likely to be flossers than non-millionaires. There is something about being healthy. So that's what it's about. There's something about being healthy that millionaires strive for and that they use to achieve their goals. Finally, the overwhelming majority of millionaires keep a daily to-do list. We talked about that with Ms. Adrian yesterday during the Too Good for Violence decision-making class. They set these tasks as goals to accomplish. They stay focused on what is important to them and their success. So out of all these behaviors I just mentioned, what one would you be most likely to try? The audio, listening to books and reading, the to-do list, the flossing. And Shamira and Saida and Art, if you can monitor the chat, please, and Denise.
So we have a lot of to-do lists, reading, to-do lists and flossing, reading, some more to-do lists.
Some people want to increase their flossing.
Mhm.
That's the wrong idea. To-do list.
I thought it was maybe because they have to have such good relationships with people that they
To-do
have to
list.
smile a lot.
Oh, that's a good point, Renee. Didn't think about that. So let's wrap it up. How likely are you to become a millionaire? Now that you have successfully completed this course, can you take this as a sign that you are destined to be wealthy? Or to the contrary, if you missed a lot of the pre-assessment questions, and I'll figure out which one, what that is, what answers you're supposed to have, how you score there. But we'll talk about that in a second. If you missed a lot of the pre-assessment questions, might it mean that you will struggle financially throughout your life? Of course not. Destiny has nothing to do with it. Honesty, self-discipline, setting and tracking goals regularly, and working hard will easily win out over destiny every time. The overwhelming portion of millionaires earn their wealth slowly over time, and sometimes they start from scratch. Perhaps the better question is, now that you have a better understanding of what it typically takes to become and remain a millionaire, is this: do you even want to be a millionaire? There is absolutely no shame in not being a millionaire. The vast majority of good people in our society and our history have not been millionaires. The major lesson you should gain from this activity is that you should not envy the supposed millionaire lifestyle, since most millionaires do not live it themselves. A large number of those driving fancy cars and living in large homes might not be as affluent as their possessions seem to suggest. Finally, if you still want that lifestyle, make sure you go about it properly. Save, invest, and build your wealth and security before spending money on something you may not be able to afford. So I will find out how to score, because it didn't say, it didn't tell me how, but I know it's in here somewhere. So as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. So just hold on to your scores and we'll figure out, here it is. Keep in mind that the final score is not scientific. The more A's you have indicates how more aligned you are with millionaire lifestyles, traits, and behaviors. And B represents behaviors that typically run against the individual's ability to amass wealth. So you should have more answers in column A than column B. And that says that you more likely understand that millionaires do not spend or consume their way to wealth. So that's our lesson for who wants to be a millionaire.
I mean, I said this earlier, but I feel like I'm so used to seeing the typical lifestyle of like YouTubers or just very famous people that like kind of getting to know like the actual lifestyle or the actual statistics of actual millionaires is kind of like surprising because we don't get to see that. I feel like our generation doesn't get to see that like often.
Mhm.